Johnson, out to Tenora. Tenora will take the shot. He's open, and he hits.
And that's why Tenora started. He's just been playing a solid all-around game, John, and Bo has elevated him to a starting position.
4-2 Bears on top. Driscoll. That'll be Blue. He'll take it off the glass.
I tell you, Johnson lost Blue for a while, and Blue just was off with the shot, but you got to stay tough with him.
Vernell along the baseline, stepped on the line. It'll go over to St. Joe's.
And Varnell a little upset by the call, but the official standing right on top of it.
All right, St. Joe's put it in play. First period, East Brunswick on top 4-2. Blue drives and he's fouled.
And I'll tell you, Victor Blue, you take a good look at him, and Victor Blue is averaging nearly 22 points a game, John. He's a pressure player. He played all of last year and is easily the floor leader for the St. Joe's Falcons this year.
Foul was on Raska. His first. Blue will go to the line. We're tied at 4. St. Joe's by 1. And there's that tough defense by St. Joe. They're going to be there all night. They box into Tenora, and Blue comes up with the steal. And he's fouled as he makes the bucket. And a quick turnaround, Phil.
Well, a quick turnaround, and St. Joe's scores a lot of their points off defense, John. It's not surprising. They love to play defense, and the transition baskets, and you're seeing it very clearly here. Blue is putting on a show already.
Foul was on Tenora. Blue back to the line. St. Joe's increases their lead to 4. It's 8-4. Tenora trying to get it up. We'll get it to Reisner. Across the Raska, he'll take the shot on the turnaround. 8-6.
Andy Raska, 2 for 2 from the field, and you're gonna have to have his scoring.
Bears down by 2. Krager looking. Drops it to Driscoll. Driscoll inside. Nice give and go.
Good movement.
Shot won't go though, and Beck will pull down the board. And Tenora bringing it up, and he's fouled.
Oh, luckily he was fouled, because otherwise it would have been a turnover, John.
So fast-paced action, Phil. 5:32 left in the first period. Score at 8-6. St. Joe's on top. But both teams pressuring on the defensive end.
And you got Victor Blue playing Reisner. Blue had given up, usually plays the toughest offensive player, had given that job up to Krieger this year, but for this game, he's on Reisner. And
Raska a little too strong. He gets his own follow-up, and he's fouled. Andy will go to the line. Foul is called on Driscoll, number 34, his first. And they'll throw it in. Wasn't a shooting foul.
Surprise.
Varnell looking for some help.
5 seconds.
5 seconds goes over to St. Joe's.
Well, he had 2 options there, John, to take the 5-second call or call a timeout. He didn't want to waste the timeout, obviously, and got called for the 5 seconds.
Falcons in the green, East Brunswick in the white and green. That's Beck coming out on top of the key. Driscoll puts one up. Makes it 10-6, St. Joe's. And Johnson will bring it up. Gets it to Reisner, his first shot tonight. Off the rim, Blue got 2-on-1. And it just makes it Powell.
I'll tell you, a dish by Blue and a swish by Powell. I tell you, just nice movement of the ball.
Steal. And timeout, I think, is going to be wanted by Bo Henning. And yes, as Krager puts it in to make it 14-6.
Well, John, it's exactly what we talked about. It's defense that is actually doing the scoring. I mean, most of the baskets that you've seen by St. Joe's is transition baskets, baskets that are coming off steals and off tough defense. And Bo is going to talk a little bit about trying to make better passes and whatnot. But it's hard to do when you got that smothering defense.
What do you do, Phil? Obviously, Tenora and Johnson need some help in that backcourt because they are being pressured.
Well, you can bring it back. What you want to do is try to break that with simply 2 passes and whatnot. You can do the overhead pass, or you can do it by dribbling and whatnot. You just got to protect that ball. It's a tough assignment when you have players that are hound dogging you as much as the St. Joe's players seem to be doing.
All right, the teams will come back out. 4:33 left first period. East Brunswick down 14-6. Bears come in 5-3. St. Joe's 7-0. Both very quick teams, as you can see. Tenora again being pressured, gets it up to Reisner.
Good movement.
Across to Rasko, off the glass, and it'll go.
I'll tell you, excellent movement by the Bears.
And that's how you break it.
That's how you break it, really.
14-8. Powell, he double dribbled. He turned it over.
He certainly did. And Greg Powell, certainly a strong-looking athlete out there.
All right, Johnson now looking for some help. He'll give it to Beck. Beck will give it back to him. And they move it quickly to Reisner. Reisner will take the shot. Yes.
Three.
14-10. East Brunswick down by 4. St. Joe's very methodical on offense. Driscoll to Krieger. Krieger looking for some help inside, finds Powell. Powell shot won't go, and there's a foul inside, and I think it's going to be against Blue.
Blue's on Rasko's back, no doubt about it.
Now they're going to call it on Powell. And Schultz will come in for Powell.
Okay, that's the 3rd team foul on St. Joe's.
Tenora again being pressured, gets away, comes straight up. Gives it to Reisner, he has the shot, he'll take it. Won't go. Krieger on the rebound.
Good pass.
Dishes it off inside, nice move to Holzman, who gets the bucket. 16-10.
Matt Krieger, just a fine floor general, fine pass.
And a foul's gonna be called, I believe, on 34, and that's Driscoll. He banged into Reisner, going for the ball.
That's Driscoll's 2nd foul.
Powell's gonna come back in. And Chris Hickey will give Beck a breather. Number 22 is Hickey. East Brunswick from under their own basket. Reisner looking for some room. We'll give it out to Tenora. Raska, quick release. He seems to be on tonight, Phil.
He is definitely on tonight.
16-12 is their score. Bears down by 4. 2:55 left here in the first period. Looking inside to Holzman.
The Bears come up with a steal.
Hickey has it on the turnover. He'll give it to Tenora. Back to Hickey. And Hickey is fouled by Powell.
And they say he was shooting, so that'd be 2, John. And I tell you, this game may come down to foul shots. Foul shooting may be the important ingredient here. East Brunswick having some problems as of late, and St. Joe's just a sound foul shooting team.
Forte is in the game, number 35 for the Bears. So it's Forte, Tenora, Hickey, Reisner, and Raska for East Brunswick. Powell from the outside, short. Or rather Blue. And Tenora. And Hickey's unable to get to the pass.
And John, you see the substitution, players going in and out, and at this pace you got to substitute. Fortunately for both teams, St. Joe's goes about 10 deep, and East Brunswick goes about 8 deep. So they have the manpower to do it.
Beck comes in. Hickey will sit down. Good movement by St. Joe's. Shot just falls in for Schulte. It makes it 18-12, St. Joe's. 1:50 left here in the first period. Reisner, dish it off to Forte. Back to Tenora. East Brunswick slowing it down just a bit here. 1:35. Looking for the last shot, Phil?
I doubt it, John, at this stage. I doubt it very much. They just want to make a good shot.
Reisner has a little trouble looking for Raska inside, won't go. And it'll go over to East Brunswick. Ball was on the line as the St. Joe's player went after it. And substitution for St. Joe's.
And with this out of bounds play, this is a good chance for the Bears to go into their half-court offense and get something in, perhaps down to Beck.
Right, Forte to Reisner. He's open. He'll pump it up and hits. 18-14. The Bears trailing by 4 with 1:12. And Blue will take his time. He'll take it, and he hits it. Nice technique, Phil.
I'll tell you, a sweet touch he does. Victor Blue, just a fine athlete.
Tenora looks underneath the Raska. Good pass. Andy can't make it, however. Missed opportunity as Blue brings it down. Gets it inside to Schultz. And Schulte off the glass. 22-14. St. Joe's by 8. 30 seconds left. I think they'll look for the last shot here.
Go for the one shot here, John. And you want that ball in either Reisner or Ratka's hands.
Forte throws one up from the shoulder.
I'll tell you, surprising.
Poor choice, no doubt.
I'll tell you, Bo Henning wants that ball in Reisner's or Andy Ratka's hand to shoot that last shot.
Johnson will come in. Forte will take a seat. There's Raska. Barnell can't get it to him. Reisner peels away. In and out. Rebound St. Joe's. Stolen by Johnson. What are they calling here?
He stole it, but he stepped out. St. Joe's ball with 9 seconds.
A lot of substitutions going on. We'll try to keep you updated. 22-14 with 9 seconds left in the first period. Krager. Johnson, 1 second, and that'll do it.
And it went in.
It went in, but it won't count. So at the end of one, it's East Brunswick 14, St. Joe's 22.
I'll tell you, John, just like we thought it would be, a fast-paced game with brilliant defense, trapping defense, and a lot of action. Again, the Bears, I think, just have to settle down somewhat and make better shot selections when they can get their shots. And I think they have to give them a little bit back play. They're playing tough defense as it is, but I think they have to gamble some as well.
Well, no doubt, I think those 8 points are really that pressure defense, and that's the difference at this point. East Brunswick doing well on the offensive board, or offensive side of the game. Defensively, they're playing St. Joe's tough.
They're playing them very tough.
It's just some of those miscues, turnovers, call them what you will, that have resulted in 3-point plays for St. Joe's.
You're right. Okay, Smoji talking to his troops, and both teams about to get back out there, John. We can expect more of the same. You're going to see, as I say, a lot of substitution, and I think this pace they're going to try to keep up for the full game.
All right, we're ready to start second period. The ball will go to St. Joe's. Johnson on Krager. To Holzman. Schulte pulls up, won't go, back on the rebound. And he'll give it to Tenora, who gets it down to Reisner. Reisner dumps inside to Raska, and he's able to use the glass.
I'll tell you, good feed. Good feed by Reisner, and Raska puts it right up.
22-16. Bears down by 6. Johnson all over.
And they've switched.
Prager.
Tenora's guarding blue now, and
Samoji.
And Johnson's on Krieger.
Samoji telling his offense to settle down, look for the man. There's Blue. He's going to pump it if he can, and he will. Right to the glass. 24-16.
A strong move by Victor Blue. Just a complete basketball player.
Tenora, he's trying to set things up. Gives it to Johnson, inside for Beck, tipped away. Another turnover, St. Joe's will bring it right up. That's Blue, sees the opportunity, won't go this time.
Blue with an off-balance shot there, trying to create something there.
Raska with the rebound. Reisner looking inside for Beck, a little too long.
Okay, that's the second pass in a row where they've been trying to get it into Beck, and each time it's resulted in a turnover.
St. Joe's moving the ball well. 24-16 is our score. 6:08 left here in the second period. Falcons by 8. Shot, Salerno won't go. Rebound, Raska. Tenora will bring it up quickly, and he's fouled by Blue.
And that's the 5th foul, I believe, John. Victor Blue reaching in. So that should be 1 and 1.
You're right, Phil. It is 1 and 1. Tenora at the line. And he'll get one more. Makes it 24-17. Bryan hits on both ends. So the Falcon lead is cut back to 6. 5:48 remaining. This is Blue, he'll take it himself, looks underneath. A little reckless there.
I'll tell you, he's a little reckless, trying to create something again, and Varnell Johnson trying to keep up with him, just hit the deck. Tremendous speed on the part of this Blue.
Beck outside to Reisner. Johnson, Raska fights his way in. Looks, and they're going to call a foul inside.
Okay.
A little late on Hulsman.
You're right, a little late there. And Ratzka will go to the line.
We'll get another opportunity. Makes it 24-19. Won't go this time. St. Joe's will control. St. Joe's by 5. Salerno looking. Good move inside, but the shot is short by Driscoll. Follow up by Blue.
Who else?
26-19. Tenora penetrating for Beck, off his hands.
You know, it's the third time again. Again, they've tried to get the ball in the Beck, and again, it results in a turnover. .440 left, second period.
right, St. Joe's going to set something up.
And the Bears have all...
There it is, the blue outside, off the side of the backboard. Reisner, off balance,
Ooh.
makes it. 26-21. East Brunswick trailing by 5.
And that's what you call a touch, John, even though he's off balance. Mike Reisner. Bears are in the zone now, John, for the first time tonight.
Prager looking underneath. St. Joe's able to control, he's on the line.
Okay, Bo Henning changing up, giving him a different look. He switched to his zone. I believe it's a 2-3 zone, and might have caught the Falcons off guard.
Quickly to Reisner, he'll take it down, dishes it off to Raska, who makes the layup, 26-23. The Bears cut the lead to 3.
They're in a 1-2-2.
Driscoll throws it back to Krieger. Krieger won't go. Knocked away from Driscoll.
Okay, good defense by Johnson, I think. And John, again, the zone defense sort of has taken the Falcons by surprise. They don't seem to be able to adjust to it. As long as it was man-to-man, they were able to do what they want. As soon as the Bears went to the zone, the Falcons seemingly haven't got their act together.
Raska comes out, Kutza comes in. Stolen by Reisner. And knocked away by Powell.
I tell you, Greg Powell showing great speed, knocked the ball away from Mike Reisner.
26-23, St. Joe's by 3 with 3:15. And East Brunswick will have it under their own board. Johnson. He's got to get it to someone. He'll get it out to Tenora. Inside to Beck. Beck puts it on the floor and then gives it back to Reisner, who gives it back to Beck. No help, but Tenora will save it.
And the Falcons content to stay with the man-to-man.
Beck is
okay.
being pressured, and they're finally going to call a foul.
And they got it.
They call it on Driscoll.
And that's Driscoll's 3rd foul, John. So they're going to substitute for him.
Holzman will come back in, number 44. Driscoll will take a break with 3 fouls.
And we talked, John, they talked about foul shooting may be the key here. The Bears have to make these foul shots. You take a good look at Dave Beck, and Dave Beck, we talked a lot about him about last year, how he has to develop during the summer and come back to make a difference. And he has this year. He has been a force to reckon with, and I think he's only going to get better, John.
Beck makes the first one. Could bring East Brunswick within 1 on this shot. And he does. 26-25. Bears down by 1 with 2:56 left here in the second period.
Okay, and you have Lynn Florick in the game now, John. Number 40, young kid from South River.
Do you get paid? Blue. Push it up. A little strong. Powell will control.
And
stolen by Tenora to Reisner. East Brunswick will settle it down. Nice pass from Tenora to Johnson. A little too much English on that one.
And the Bears get back nicely, I tell you, John. You gotta like how the Bears got back on defense.
East Brunswick down by 1, 26-25. Stolen
again.
Tenora comes up with it. Cross to Reisner. And we're gonna have a jump ball. It should go over to East Brunswick.
And I'll tell you, end-to-end action here, John. It's not always pretty, but it's certainly exciting.
Well, this is the kind of game we expected, Phil. Two very aggressive, fast teams on the court. Reisner across to Raska. He'll give it to Tenora, who will look to set something up. Out to Kutza. Reisner will look
Good
underneath
pass.
to Tenora.
Oh, wow.
Tenora's foul.
I'll tell you, that vision Reisner has, you just have to like it. He driving towards the basket, covered, saw Tenora over and passed off nicely. Tenora being fouled with a one-on-one.
Ryan will go to the line. Could put East Brunswick in the lead for only actually since the first points of the game. They're tied at 26. Hartzman comes in for Reisner.
A well-deserved rest for Reisner. And Krieger comes back in for Floric.
Tenora misses on the second. Tied at 26 with 1:40 to go before half. Salerno won't go. Powell on the rebound. Get it out to Krieger. He swishes it through.
I'll tell you, Matt Krieger, the son of Jack Krieger, the coach of Colonia, just put up a nice shot there.
That was a three-pointer, 29-26. Tenora gets in trouble dribbling in the middle. And thrown away by St. Joe's. Whoa! They're saying it went off an East Brunswick player.
Well, Bo Henning not yelling, so
clock is running. We're down to 1 minute. Falcons by 3, 29-26. And they'll move it around until they can free someone up underneath. Watch the back door.
not much movement by the Falcons. They're a little tired. You can see that, John, breathing heavy. And plus the Bears are staying right with them. They're standing still, so the Bears are standing still.
20 seconds remaining.
And you know whose hands they want it in, John?
They want it in this guy's hands, number 21, Blue. He'll try to free himself up. 8 seconds. Krieger. Beck with the rebound. 1 second, and that'll do it. Halftime. And East Brunswick will go in at half, trailing 29-26. And Phil, a lot of action.
A lot of action. Just an excellent first half. If you're a basketball fan, you got to love it. Got to give the Bears a lot of credit. St. Joe's comes in here highly touted, and they withstood the pressure of that smothering man-to-man defense, and they're in the game. They're just down 3 points now, John. So I think Bo's going to tell them, listen, we're in the game here. We just got to make better passes, take better shot selections, and play tougher defense.
All things considered, 3 points is not a bad position to be in, even though you're down.
Not at all.
Fast-paced action. And my guess is we'll see a lot.
Pretty much the same thing.
A lot of the same in the second half.
Right.
And so we'll be back with the second half in just a moment. All right, Phil, we're ready. Third period action, and they whistle in play right away. St. Joe's on top, 29-26 as we start the third period.
And the Bears come back out in the man-to-man, John.
We'll see what adjustments East Brunswick makes. That's Powell with the ball.
And we got Varnell Johnson back on Victor Blue.
And Beck coming out on Driscoll. This is Powell. Inside for Blue. Knocked away. Somehow recovered by Krieger. And makes it 31-26. St. Joe's upping their lead to 5. Stolen. And Blue has it knocked away. Reisner's got Raska all by himself. And the crowd looking for the dunk.
I'll tell you, the two either way, John.
That's right. 31-28. And with all the action, we haven't had a chance to welcome you to our first official college basketball game as a travel is called against St. Joe's for the 91 season. Last game, New Brunswick, as you know, or if you were watching.
Our first what game, John?
Basketball game.
Okay.
I said that, didn't I?
You said college.
Well.
Good
Inside
pass.
Raska, Beck to Raska.
I'll tell you, good look by Dave Beck to Andy Raska.
31-30, Bears down by 1. Just to finish up the New Brunswick game that was taped, was not shown because of technical problems with the tape and the equipment. So this is our first coverage of the season. Nice block by Johnson, and they're going to call it on him. Looked like on the ball, Phil.
I tell you, Varnell felt he had all ball. Official said apparently got a piece of the wrist, and Victor Blue will go to the line to shoot too. And Blue finished the first half with 15 points, and he was easily the primary scorer.
Blue makes it 32-30. In and out, Beck will pull it down. And Tenora will bring it up. Inside to Johnson. Johnson, quick move to the basket. Short. Rebound, St. Joe's. Stolen by Johnson. His speed is there, boy. Ooh. Oh, and he's fouled by Blue, I believe.
Okay, Johnson trying to finger roll with the drive to the basket.
Phil, his speed is back for basketball, but the timing seems to be a little bit off.
He'll get there. He's just only had a week or so of really full strength practice.
But he'll go to the line. This is the first. 32-30 is our score. St. Joe's by 2. 5:48 left in the third period. And it makes the second to put East Brunswick down by 1. Powell to Krager. All right, Coach Smoji calling out a certain play, as you see players shifting around now. Krager will put it up, short. Saved, but then turned over. And they're gonna call a double dribble against Raska.
I'll tell you, a tough one, John. And the thing about the official standing on top of the player didn't call it. It was the official off the ball. Maybe he had a better view, but a tough one.
Salerno will come in for St. Joe's. He'll give Powell a breather. 32-31 our score. St. Joe's by 1. They'll maintain control. Salerno inside to Driscoll. Blocked by Beck. Blocked by Johnson. Oh, and they're saying it's off East Brunswick.
Okay. And the official gave Varnell a look as he hit the floor, protesting the call, as to say, cool it, young fella.
Good
Beck
pass
again.
inside. Beck with the block.
I'll tell you, Beck is being the force that we thought he would be inside right now. They got to be thinking about anytime they take that ball up. That's 2 blocks in the last 15 seconds.
Well, they do need him inside. Blue. He'll try it. St. Joe's just won't go.
Ooh.
And a foul, a needless foul.
A needless one. Brian Tenora reaching in.
We're still at 32-31. The Falcons by 1. East Brunswick stepping up the tempo on defense. Short. St. Joe's is cold. Quick pass to Raska. He's fouled, and yes, it'll go. They're calling a technical, Phil, or intentional, rather.
I guess that's the breakaway, John. That's the breakaway and automatic. I tell you, all that started with Brian Tenora with the outlet pass. You got to give the man a lot of credit. Usually an outlet pass like that is done by a big center or so, but Brian Tenora seeing the whole court, getting the ball out, finally getting the ball to Andy Raska, who gets fouled at the time.
He'll shoot 2. And it's really a technical. In effect, there was no real play on Raska,
right.
And they just pulled it,
right.
Jumped on him, basically.
Breakaway.
It's a mugging. And Raska puts the Bears on top, 34-32. Phil, this is going to go down the wire, I believe.
I'll tell you, just an excellent all-around game.
4:23 left, third period. Bears by a bucket, and they'll have the ball. Reisner looks, pumps it up short. Warnell Johnson comes down with it. He'll get it out to Beck. Ooh. A little too strong.
Okay.
St. Joe's, Krager. They're cold. Raska to Tenora. Inside for Beck. Somehow it gets to Reisner.
Off balance. Reisner forcing the shot a little off balance, John.
And it's getting sloppy at both ends now. Shot. Ooh. Swish. That's Schultz.
I'll tell you, Craig Schultz with a nice swisher.
We're tied at 34 with 3:30 left. Third period rather. Raska, he's fouled and misses the layup. Foul on Schultz, 35.
And they take it out on the side. It wasn't shooting.
Reisner get it out to Tenora. We're tied at 34. Back to Reisner looking inside for Beck. Bad pass. Second time we've seen that, Phil.
Well, actually, it was a good pass, John. It's a Beck. Well, it's a bad pass in that it didn't get to Beck. But Reisner had the right idea. Beck had a mismatch there, and if you could have got it to him, Beck could have took it right up.
Krager looking inside for Driscoll. He's got him. Blocked by Beck. He's becoming a force this period.
He's certainly becoming a force this half. You're right.
Tenora looking for some help. Gives it to Reisner. Johnson by himself. He's got the time and space. Ooh. In and out. Blue. Been quiet this period. Blocked by Johnson. Oh, they're going to call Johnson. You got to like the hustle, Phil.
Well, you got to like the hustle. Barnell's playing awfully tough defense. That one may have been more of a foul than the previous one, however.
Beck will take a breather. Kutza, number 31, comes in.
No, they say it's no shooting. A big break for the Bears. Big break for the Bears.
Blue having a little trouble. I'm going to say it's off East Brunswick. And it's getting rough. Krager breaks the deadlock. 36-34. St. Joe's by 2. 2:20 left, third period. Tenora being pressured. He gets it to Johnson. Puts inside, looking for help. He's tied up.
Okay, good hustle on Victor Blue's part.
It should go over to...
Tying up Rich Kutza.
It'll be East Brunswick. They'll take possession. Powell will come back in.
And Matt Hussman comes out.
Hussman will take the breather as Johnson will put it in play. Inside to Rasco, off the glass, yes. We're tied at 36.
Andy Rasco with 20 points now, John.
1:50 remaining in this period. That's Blue for St. Joe's. Working on Johnson.
Okay, 5 seconds, John. Unusual call that they call there. That he wasn't making movement towards the basket.
All right. St. Joe's a little sloppy this period, Phil. Kind of uncharacteristic of them.
Well, it's the pressure. The Bears are putting just as much pressure on them as they are receiving.
Has it.
Okay, Bears looking for a good shot now. Taking their time, John.
Reisner, 125 left inside to
great
Rasco.
pass.
Good layup from Johnson. 38-36, East Brunswick.
I'll tell you, just good all-around movement by the Bears. They're being patient, looking for that very good shot. Playing good ball.
Prager looking for some help. He'll give it to Salerno. Salerno looking inside for Powell. Powell muscles his way in and blocked by Raska. Reisner will give it to Tenora. Back to Kutza in the middle. Won't go. 40 seconds left. St. Joe's will play for the last shot. East Brunswick by 2, 38-36. That's Prager. 20 seconds. To Powell. They'll clock it down. Eight seconds.
Ooh.
Prager, and they're going to call a blocking foul against Tenora.
I'll tell you, a tough one again.
4 seconds remain. Chris Henry, number 30, will come in for Tenora.
Okay, that's just the third team foul against the Bears this half, so it'll be taken out on the side, and the Falcons will look to score quickly from the out-of-bounds pass.
All right, 4 seconds. Salerno to Schultz. Schultz will put it up. In and out at the buzzer. So East Brunswick ends the third period on top, 38-36.
And I'll tell you, John, the story of this quarter is that the Bears have out-defensed the defenders. You got to remember those 3 block shots by Beck, and Raska and Varnell Johnson playing super defense as well. So it's just been a super effort by the Bears all the way around.
I think you're right, Phil. This third period was defense for East Brunswick. They came alive and they took the lead. On top by 2, 38-36.
And I'll tell you, as we look at the huddle there, you see both Bo Henning and Keith Lane. We talked about Keith Lane. The JVs won the game earlier. Just a terribly exciting game. And Keith Lane has just done a super job with the JVs for the last 5 years.
East Brunswick outscoring St. Joe's that period, 12-7. So here we go, the last 8 minutes. Everything we thought it would be, GMC Red Division game.
It's what you call in-your-face defense, John.
Well, conditioning may prove the point here.
Well, conditioning and depth, but as I mentioned before, they both have depth. They both can go to the bench and bring adequate players off it, John. So They're pretty even in that sense.
St. Joe's will start it off, and Blue will pump it up. That's the man they got to watch for. We're tied at 38.
And I'll tell you, speaking of pump it up, that's the quarter that Blue usually gets pumped up. Against Piscataway, it was Blue nearly single-handed in the fourth quarter that made the difference.
Henry throws it away.
Okay, the Bears have to settle down. What they did do in that third quarter was have a fine selection of shots, of the shots they took, and they got to continue that, John.
Driscoll, who came out, gives it to Schultz. Underneath, no good. Reisner on the rebound. Henry taking charge now for the Bears. Gives it to Beck. Beck to Reisner. Out to Johnson. Looks inside to Raska.
Oh.
Can't make it.
Could have got the call for the foul. The officials laid off it.
They're letting them play so far.
Oh, he turned it over almost.
Blue in the corner. Johnson right on top of him. Oh, he took a few steps on that one.
And Smoji is up off the bench. He doesn't like that move by Blue. Blue may be your star, but you got to have a better selection than that. You got to be able to hit the open man if you're covered.
He's telling him, calm down, calm down. 6:35 left in the game. We're tied at 38. Tenora back in for East Brunswick. Feeds it to Raska, to Johnson, to Reisner. Back to Tenora. Inside to Beck. Beck was just double teamed. Krager goes right to the hoop. Oh, they're gonna call Tenora on the foul before the shot.
And that's Brian's fourth foul. So you'll see a substitution for him. Peter Forte coming in for him, John. Brian's fourth foul, and it's the team's fourth foul this half.
Krager will go to the line.
And Matt Krieger, as you look at him, he is the floor general for this Falcon team. And as I mentioned, John, he is the son of Jack Krieger, who is the coach of Colonia, a fine player at St. Mary's of South Amboy in his day.
Krieger makes the first, puts St. Joe's up now by 2, 40-38.
Hey, Bears could use a little help down here. Ooh.
They do just get it in. Forte will bring it up.
You got to move in 10 seconds. You got to get over that timeline.
And he does. Johnson, Reisner, shot, yes. We're tied at 40.
They may be better shooters, but they're certainly not prettier shooters than Reisner in the county, I'll tell you.
Quick trigger. St. Joe's will look to move it around a little bit. Blue makes the move, brings it back out to Schultz. Good defense by Beck.
I'll tell you, Dave Beck with another block.
Won't get off his feet. Beck inside to Raska.
Ooh. Bodies all over the floor. Here comes Mr. Blue, and
he traveled. He turned it over.
And Smoji's telling him you got to settle down. The young man came down, and it's almost a playground move.
Bo Henning calls timeout for East Brunswick. See Bo Henning with the troops.
And I tell you, we're tied up 40-40, John, and you know, Bo doesn't have time enough to be pleased. He's just telling his troops pretty much the same thing, I'm sure. You're playing good, tough defense. Stay with it. Don't make foolish fouls. Again, we want to have our shot selection so that we make good shots. Let them make the errors and whatnot, and we'll take advantage of them. But he's got to like where his team is right now.
I would think so, and I think the key here from here on out, Phil, is going to be turnovers. They can't afford that, as East Brunswick cannot afford to give St. Joe's that ball.
That's right.
Because that fella Blue they got, he's a streak shooter.
He'll find a way.
And boy, how many times have we seen this happen? East Brunswick and St. Joe's coming down the wire. .506 remaining. We're tied at 40. Johnson will bring it in for the Bears. Forte now bringing it up, taking his time. Set play. Johnson has the block, but regains control. Has the baseline, gives it to Reisner. Reisner's fouled inside. Foul is on Salerno.
Is that Salerno or Krieger?
23.
23.
Rasko will go, Reisner will go to the line.
And I'll tell you, as you take a good look at Mike Reisner, he comes into this game here shooting at a phenomenal, probably 97% from the foul. He's only missed one out of about 32, John.
Puts East Brunswick on top, 41-40. And the Bears by a deuce. Shot no good. Driscoll saves it for the Falcons. Holzman, I'm sorry. Salerno, three-pointer won't go. Johnson has it. They'll give it to Forte to set it up.
I'll tell you, Bears playing smart ball, John. Oh.
Ooh. Throws it away.
Okay. And Bo simply calmly just says, settle down. No sweat, settle down.
Timeout St. Joe's. So 4 minutes remaining, Phil. 42-40. The Bears by 2.
And I tell you, as you look at the Falcons huddle there, Smoji, name that certainly is synonymous with basketball. Last night, his daughter Christian going over her 2,000 point. John, the only guy in the state to ever score over 3,000 points. So he knows basketball. He's talked to him earlier. He's glad to be back in high school basketball. Spent some time at Rutgers North and at Uppsala, and says that he's glad to be back. He says things has worked out well, so he gets to coach and he gets to see his young daughter play as well.
Well, and I would imagine they're the only father-daughter combination to score that many points.
Well, I imagine they're the only family. I mean, even if you take the Taylors from Perth Amboy,
That's
Brian,
true.
Blake, and Bruce, they wouldn't
right.
have 5,000 something points, you know. So, and she's going to probably get her 3,000, so there'll be 6,000.
That's amazing. Truly amazing. Anyway, play resumes with St. Joe's looking to tie this up. And Reisner, they're going to say he's out. Good hustle by Mike Reisner.
And I'll tell you, the Bears have shut down Mr. Blue this half. He's got 3 points thus far this half. So he's either tired out or they've shut him down.
Not giving him an opportunity to get the ball in. A warning by the ref. Salerno out to Krieger.
Ooh.
They're tied at 42. They're calling it a two-pointer.
They're calling it 2. That was a 3, John. They just blew it.
They missed that one to East Brunswick's benefit. And Beck is going to be called for the foul.
And that's the 15th foul, John. So they're in the 1-1 shooting.
Well, here's where the penalties come into play in terms of...
I'll tell you, that shot by Krieger, I thought he was outside the three-point range there, John, and I think the officials just missed it.
All right, Holzman will go to the line. We're tied at 42, 3:31 remain. Johnson, as Holzman misses on the front end of the 1-and-1. And Tenora will set something up for East Brunswick. He gives it to Johnson, to Beck. Back to Johnson. Looking inside to Raska. He's blanketed. Somehow gets it out to Johnson, who puts it up. And St. Joe's, nice move by Krieger. Pass to Schultz, won't go. And still won't go by Krieger.
And I think that foul may be on Johnson. 2-1, and if that is Varnell Johnson,
that's his first.
Well, no, that's his third, John.
All right, they're showing it as his first. Look, they're adding it up. Well, they're saying it's the second. No matter. Krieger's at the line. Chance to put St. Joe's in front, and it goes in and out.
I'll tell you, free throws, John, we said maybe what tells the story here, and St. Joe's prides himself on free throw, and they just missed an all-important one there.
Hits the second one. So the Falcons by one, 43-42, with 2:55 left in the game. Reisner puts it up. Nice move, just won't go for him. And we got a 2-on-1.
2-on-1 here.
Blue back to Grager.
I'll tell you, they executed it perfectly too.
45-42. St. Joe's by 3. Raska stops, looks for some help. Beck underneath. And they're going to call a foul.
I'll tell you, John, and I'll tell you, the Bears are very fortunate.
Foul on Driscoll.
Okay, Driscoll fouled Beck, but it's a pass Andy Raska threw very low down there, and they were lucky to get away with it. Otherwise, the ball probably would have been lost. And Driscoll has his 4th foul. I count 4, John.
They're saying 5.
Well, it must be.
And Driscoll's going to have a seat for the remainder of this game. Outstanding play tonight by Tom Driscoll, number 34 for St. Joe's.
He's been active all over the floor.
And Powell will come in to replace him.
Right, so they don't lose anything at all. Matter of fact, they may gain. And Beck, all important foul shots here. Beck, the co-captain for the Bears.
Off the back of the rim, rebound St. Joe's. 45-42 is our score. The Falcons by 3 with 2:10 remaining. Johnson trying to steal. He does!
Come up with it.
Nice heads-up play by Johnson as he knocks it off the body of a St. Joe's player.
Heads-up play, Varnell Johnson about to go out of bounds, knowing he couldn't control the ball, threw it off the Falcon defender.
East Brunswick trailing by 3.
And the Bears have to just make a good shot, John. They got to use their heads here. They got to play for a good shot.
Back out to Tenora. Inside to Raska. He's fouled before the shot.
That's the 14th foul on the Falcons, so they'll take it out on the side.
1-and-1. It is the 5th.
1-1? Okay, yep. I'm certainly off.
1:49 remaining in the game. Raska will go to the line. East Brunswick down by 3, 45-42. Yes, makes it 43. He'll get one more.
I'll tell you, that's Andy Raska's 23rd point tonight, and he has been the key figure in keeping these Bears in the game.
He could bring East Brunswick within 1. And he does. East Brunswick will press. Blue down court. Salerno on the break.
Good hand by
knocked away
Reisner.
by Reisner. Good defense. He'll be called for the foul.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you, Reisner did a good job to stop the shot. I don't know how the official could have saw that, but nevertheless, no argument here. So
Salerno goes to the line. A great way to start off our season, Phil. 1991 high school basketball.
Oh, just super.
Salerno misses. Timeout, St. Joe's with the lead, 45-44. 1:44 remaining.
I'll tell you, John, what can you say? What more could you ask for? And Bo Henning, as you see, he talks to the troops there. He's telling them we're playing smart ball right now. Again, what we have to do is play that tenacious defense. Let's not make any stupid foul. Again, when we get a shot, I think he's telling them we want our shooters to take the shot. Naturally, it'll be open to take it, but we want the ball in the hands of our shooters. We want to make sure we got good shots before. Every shot is going to count now. Foul shots are going to count now. Both teams are in 1-1. So again, protect that ball at all costs, and by all means make the foul shots once you go to the line.
And a good point, Phil. You don't need the three-pointer.
Right.
You're only down by one.
Exactly.
And work for the good shot. All right, both teams coming back out. St. Joe's by one. Salerno will go to the line to finish the foul. No lane violation. Close, but Salerno puts the Falcons up on top, 46-44. Reisner.
Ooh, off bounds.
Not the shot they wanted.
Okay, they got to get back on defense and play smart defense.
1:20 remaining.
They got to hound, but don't foul.
Both teams over the limit in terms of team fouls. So we're in a bonus situation. Blue still has it. Makes the big bucket for St. Joe's.
Powell comes up with the big basket.
48-44. Timeout, East Brunswick.
And Smoji is really giving it to Powell. I don't know what he's getting on him about. I thought Powell made that last basket there, but there's something that he doesn't like.
Well, he's saying, listening in on the huddle, he's telling Powell that he had a man wide open. Why was he doing all this razzle-dazzle twisting when there's a man underneath by himself?
Okay, well, we know what John Smoji is saying. We have the lead here. We got 1 minute left and whatnot. We're in a 1-on-1 situation. Let's protect that ball. Let's make them chase us a while. On the other end, just play solid defense. Don't foul. If we have to give up a shot, we give up a shot, but try not to foul.
Well, here's what's facing East Brunswick. With 1 minute left, they're down by 4, 48-44. Both teams are in bonus foul situation.
Right.
So any foul has the potential of becoming a three-point play.
Okay, and at this point, Bo Henning might be looking at to see that if they have to foul, who they should foul. Trying to find out who's the worst foul shooter for this St. Joe's team.
East Brunswick has the ball. The three-point shot is a possibility.
Most certainly. And if it's going to be a three-pointer, it's going to be Mike Reisner.
That's right. Waiting for one of the officials. Oh, okay, we're ready.
Gotta move it. You got 1
All right,
minute.
here we go. 55 seconds. Reisner turns around, puts it up. Ooh, makes it. 46-48.
And now tough defense.
Oh, they call it on Johnson. Well, he took the step with him.
I'll tell you, his fourth foul.
45 seconds. We'll go down the other end.
And that's going to be 2 shots, John, I believe, because we're under that minute mark. it's 1-1, John.
1-1.
Okay.
Krieger at the line, makes it, puts it 49-46, St. Joe's by 3. This is a critical shot here, Phil. If he misses, East Brunswick can tie it up with a three-pointer. Yep. 50-46, the Bears down by 4 with 44 seconds. They got to get it up. They got to make the move now. Tenora looking. Reisner,
two-pointer.
Takes the shot, takes it, 48-50. Timeout.
Okay.
East Brunswick, 30 seconds.
Okay, John, Bohenning's got his decision-making time right here down on what he tells the team here. There's 30 seconds left in the game. Do they foul? Do they go ahead and foul early on and take the chance and hope to get back by perhaps a three-pointer? Do you just continue to play that tough defense and hope to force a turnover? I think probably he'll take it down, John, to maybe about 15 seconds, hassle the team to about 15 seconds and see what happens from there. And if a turnover isn't created at that time and whatnot, then they'll probably foul.
Unofficially, Phil, I think East Brunswick has 2 timeouts remaining.
I believe you're right.
So with 30 seconds left, East Brunswick will have to go on defense and try to get that ball back. They trail by 2, 50-48.
Wow, they decided to foul early.
Powell.
Okay, it's exactly what Bohenning wanted. He slapped his hand. He decided to go for the foul early. Apparently they fouled the player that they want to foul. I'm not quite sure who it is. It's number...
It'll be Powell going to the line.
I don't know what his foul shooting percentage is, but apparently that is the person that they want to foul.
28 seconds. One and one is the situation. Makes the first, 51-48. St. Joe's lead is now 3.
Powell calmly sinks it, nothing but net.
In and out.
Okay.
Johnson on the rebound. 25 seconds. Tenora.
And they're not calling timeout tonight.
Needs some help. Looks for Reisner. He's got him. He'll take it to the basket. Oh, hits off the
what
basket.
a break. I'll tell you.
What a big break.
I'll tell you, 15 seconds are left, John. Still no timeout. And Bohenning has called for a play from the sideline. Play number 3, whatever that is.
Johnson. And they're going to call a foul on someone inside. I believe it's on blue.
Okay, it is on blue.
No time off the clock. Still 15 seconds remain. 51-48.
And you got your best foul shooter the Bears have. Reisner shooting about 98%. I think he's something like 31 for 32.
He'll get another.
I'll tell you, nothing but net.
Reisner could put East Brunswick within 1.
Okay, defense now.
St. Joe's by 1, 51-50. Timeout, St. Joe's.
Okay,
good heads-up play by Salerno.
Very much so, because the 5-second call was just about to be called, and the ball would have been turned over to the Bears. And what can you ask for, John? What can you ask for? Okay, John, what the Bears want to do, they certainly want to pressure that inbound pass to create havoc so St. Joe's doesn't get the ball in clearly, or they're just going to sit back and let them come to them and press them from that point. The fact is they're going to be hounding them. If they have to foul, they will foul. They'll put them to the line again, hope that they'll miss in order for them to get the ball back. They have an excellent three-point shooter if need be with Mike Reisner, but if the Falcons should make only one of those foul shots, the Bears will come back and play for the simple two. So not a bad situation to be in right now for the Bears.
15 seconds remain on the clock. St. Joe's by 1, 51-50.
Okay, as you see, full court press. Every man is down here.
St. Joe's having to go to full length of the court.
Okay, you don't want to foul blue. They trap double.
And they're going to call a foul on Raska.
Okay, Bo Henning will take it. I thought it was a little chinchy, but Bo Henning, 10 seconds left. They call the foul. It is the 1-and-1. And either way, Bo looks at it either way. If they make both, we got a chance with a three-pointer to get back in the game. If they make one, we got a chance to win it all with a three-pointer or simply go for the two-pointer to tie.
Well, blue will go to the line.
And for the first time, we see Ryan Daly,
number 12.
Right, former St. Joe's player himself, transferred from St. Joe's a couple years ago. So I'm sure he's glad to be in the game and certainly would like to do something, even though there's only 10 seconds left.
Officials discussing something here, Phil. I'm not sure what it is.
And they're not sure quite what it is, so we're going to continue to play. 1-and-1, and Mr. Blue is on the line here.
Makes the first.
Okay.
52-50.
And the Blue did the same thing against Piscataway last week. Down it with seconds left, made some pressure-packed free throws, and all important rebound here. All important rebound here if you should miss.
Ooh. All right. Timeout.
Okay.
So it's 53-50 with 10 seconds. Go ahead, Phil.
10 seconds left, 53-50. There's only one player to take that shot for East Brunswick, and that's Mike Reisner. Of course, St. Joe's knows that, though, so you can expect them to be putting pressure on Mike Reisner. So the alternative may be to go to Andy Raska, who is their next best outside shooter, John. So it's got to be Reisner or Andy Raska. Reisner preferably, but I expect a lot of pressure to be on Reisner. I expect Blue to be on Reisner and probably someone else to drop off to double team them as well, because they know they need that three-pointer.
And I think, too, Phil, after that shot, everyone crashes those boards.
And exactly, the rebound. And I think they want to do this quickly. Well, there's two schools of thought. If you do it too quickly, then you give St. Joe's another chance of scoring. So they may take it down, John, to all or nothing. Here we go.
And then go to overtime.
Okay, St. Joe's will be
white ball.
Okay, they'll be pressing themselves. You got to get that ball up court. That's for sure.
Johnson will get it in. He's got to get it to someone. He does. Forte. 9 seconds. 8, 7. He takes the shot.
Ooh.
Johnson. Travel
on who? On St. Joe's. You got 1 second.
1 second.
Okay, Peter Forte took that shot. Peter Forte is an outside shooter. Bo apparently put him in. I'm not sure if he put him in to take the shot, but he put it up. Reisner.
Well, East Brunswick gets one more chance.
Reisner was definitely guarded, double team.
There is Reisner. He puts it up at the buzzer. Yes! What will they call?
What's the call?
What's the call?
What's the call?
It's good. What's the call? We're waiting. It's 2 points. He doesn't get the three-pointer.
Oh,
it's over. 53-52.
It appeared that Reisner was back on the three-point line there, and the official was saying the basket's good, but it's a two-pointer. The officials have gone to the locker room. The game is over. Mercy.
Samoji screaming that Marcus Borden held the clock.
The game is over.
It's over, 53-52.
I'll tell you, it appeared to me that Reisner was back by the three-point line there. The official waited before he made the call and then said the basket was good, but it was not a three-pointer, it was a two-pointer. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just seen one of the most exciting games of the year, and the game is over. I'll tell you, the Bears, John, have no need to hang their head. It has to be painful because they came so very close, but they played an excellent game all the way around. A pressure-packed game. One that was certainly served them well down the line, John.
Well, both teams now heading for the locker rooms, and Phil, you couldn't ask for a greater ending.
You couldn't ask for a more exciting.
You couldn't script it this way, believe me.
Exactly. Again, I want to see the. I want to see the tape. I want to see the tape of this myself, John, because to see where Reisner was. Few questions come into mind. Did the buzzer go off? Apparently, officials said Reisner got the shot off before the buzzer. That's questionable. Was he in back of the three-point line or not when the shot went off? So there's something we want to look at ourselves. But nevertheless, regardless, a terribly exciting game and a typical St. Joe's East Brunswick game.
Well, St. Joe's improves their record to 8-0. East Brunswick falls to 5-4. But again, Phil, it was a toss-up. It came down to 1 second, one shot that went in, and it really ended up on the call of the official. And so the final here at East Brunswick was 53-52, packed with excitement. And as the crowd files out, I think everyone got their money's worth.
A little bit more than their money's worth.
And Phil, while we have this moment, and as the crowd files out, I just want to take this opportunity to say that about a month ago, we at Channel 8, and in particular those of us associated with Sports Talk, lost a very good friend and colleague with the passing of Kevin O'Rourke. Kevin, as many people know in East Brunswick, was instrumental in starting Channel 8, and from my perspective was instrumental in getting me involved with Sports Talk. In fact, was the creator with me on that idea. Kevin always had the vision concerning high school sports, one, to promote it through television, and more importantly, to take an active role in doing live game coverage. We started with one camera and really kind of broke some new ground, which today is really everyone in East Brunswick is accustomed to seeing, and that is the high school coverage. Kevin's inspiration, his challenge to us to perform at our very best, I think will always be part of what we are and who we are, and is certainly part of the commitment that we bring to each telecast. To his wife Kathy and his son Michael, our condolences, but I think they can take comfort in knowing that the legacy lives on through Channel 8, whether it be Sports Talk, high school sports, or any other show. We will deeply miss him, and hopefully we'll be able to keep the ideals and standards that he established for all of us.
Well said, John.
So that'll do here from East Brunswick High School. Phil Hill and John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us. We'll see you soon.